once you ask, it's already given. It's just about, are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to get in vibrational alignment for it? Meaning you are growing into that alignment. So when you're a deliberate creator, right, you're deliberately thinking certain thoughts. You're deliberately practicing and moving your body in certain ways. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, blessings, and mercy be unto you. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Khadijah Toto, and you are listening to Lit Lounge. Okay, Lit Lounge. That's not even the name, is it? It's Lit Chat Lounge, okay? Lit Chat Lounge podcast, where we are working on self-development. We listen to different books, and we do our thing, okay? Now today we are going to continue on with our reading of Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. We recently just worked on chapter 3, which was about you creating your own reality and really taking ownership of that. Nobody else, and I mean who? Nobody else can control your reality except you, okay? Only you can control your reality. Don't be blaming anybody else for how they interfere with your reality, because guess what? That's you allowing them to come into your reality. You create your reality. You are the determiner of how it looks and what it's from your viewpoint, your perspective. And so we have to take more ownership of who we are, and where we would like to be, okay? Which is always in well-being. We're always in well-being. So how do we get excited about where we are and move together to the next step, okay? In our individual paths. We're all going to walk this walk of life differently. Some people want to walk it this way, and then they want to convince you should walk it this way too. No, you walk it how you are hearing and feeling the call to walk it. You're going to know the path that you're supposed to take. For some people, it takes their whole lives. And for others, you learn it quite quickly. So just be obedient and stay disciplined and keep working and striving to be your best self. As long as you're working hard to be your best self, by the time whatever it is does arrive into your reality, you're completely ready for it because you've been working on yourself, you've been working on your craft, and you've been doing your thing. So let's go ahead and go into chapter 4, right? That was a nice little recap. That was a good recap, wasn't it? I gotta give myself a little, give myself a little credit. I'm gonna go ahead and before we get started though, I want to pull up the etymology dictionary, right? We use the etymology dictionary. Why? Why do we use the etymology dictionary, y'all? Because we want to use the original definition, not the definition that they want us to use. You know what I'm saying? We come up with our own definition. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 4 is called How Can I Get There From Here? And it's about 4 pages long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. But look, this is the 5th page. So let's go ahead. Perhaps the question we hear most often from our physical friends is, why is it taking me so long to get what I want? It is not because you do not want it enough. It is not because you are not intelligent enough. It is not because you are not worthy enough. It is not because fate is against you. It is not because someone else has already won your prize. The reason you have not already gotten what you desire is because you are holding yourself in a vibrational holding pattern that does not match the vibration of your desire. That is the only reason ever. And an important thing for you to now understand is that if you will stop and think about it, or more important, stop and feel about it, you can identify your very discord. So now, the only thing you need to do is gently and gradually, piece by piece, release your resistant thoughts, which are the only disallowing factors involved. Your increasing relief will be the indicator that you are releasing resistance, just as your feelings of increased tension, anger, frustration, and so on have been your indicators that you have been adding to your resistance. Well-being is lined up outside your door. We want to remind you of the basic premise that must be understood before any of this will make sense to you. Well-being flows. Well-being wants you. Well-being is lined up outside your door. Everything you have ever desired, whether spoken or unspoken, has been transmitted by you vibrationally. It has been heard and understood by Source and has been answered. And now you are going to feel your way into allowing yourself to receive it, one feeling at a time. You are a physical extension of Source energy. You are an extension of Source energy. You are standing on the leading edge of thought. Your time-space reality was set into motion through the power of thought long before it manifested in the physical form in which you see it now. Everything in your physical environment was created from non-physical perspective by that which you call Source. And just as Source created your world and you through the power of focused thought, you are continuing to create your world from your leading edge place in this time-space reality. You and that which you call Source are the same. You cannot be separated from Source. Source is never separated from you. When we think of you, we think of Source. When we think of Source, we think of you. Source never offers a thought that causes separation from you. You cannot offer a thought that would cause total separation. Separation is actually far too strong of a word. But you can offer thoughts that are different enough in vibrational nature to hinder your natural connection with Source. We refer to that condition as resistance. The only form of resistance or hindrance of your connection to that which is Source is offered by you from your physical perspective. Source is always fully available to you, and well-being is constantly extended to you, and often you are in the state of allowing this well-being. But sometimes you are not. We want to assist you in consciously allowing your connection more of the time to Source. As extensions of non-physical energy, you are taking thought beyond that which it has been before. And through contrast, you will come to conclusions or decisions. And once you align with your desire, the non-physical energy that creates worlds will flow through you, which means enthusiasm, passion, and triumph. That is your destiny. From the non-physical, you created you. And now, from the physical, you continue to create. We all must have objects of attention, desires that are ringing our bells in order to feel the fullness of who we are flowing through us for the continuation of all that is. That desire is what puts the eternalness in eternity. The evolution of value, your personal preferences. Do not underestimate the value of your preferences, for the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought, continuing to fine-tune your desires. And the contrast or variety in which you are standing provides the perfect environment for the formation of your personal preferences. As you are standing in the midst of contrast, new desires are radiating constantly from you in the form of vibrational signals that are received. That are received and answered by Source. And in that moment, the universe is expanding. This book is not about the expanding of universe or about Source answering your every request or about your worthiness for all that is given. That's a given. This book is about you putting yourself in vibrational place of receiving all that you are asking for. The science of deliberate creation. We want to assist you in the deliberate realization of the things that your environment has inspired within you. For we want you to experience the exhilaration of joyously, consciously creating your own reality. You do create your own reality. No one else does. And as you create your own reality, even if you do not understand that you do so, for that reason, you often create by default. When you are consciously aware of your own thoughts and you are deliberately offering them, then you are the deliberate creator of your own reality. Yeah, we gonna go back over that one. And that is what you intended when you made the decision to come forth into this body. Your desires and beliefs are just thoughts Ask and it is given. You ask through your attention, through your wanting, through your desire. That is the asking, whether you desire it to happen or you desire it not to happen. You are asking. You do not have to use your words. You just have to feel it in your being. I desire this. I adore this. I appreciate this, and so on. That desire is the beginning of all attraction. You never grow tired of expansion or of creation, for there is no ending to the new ideas of desires that flow with every new idea of something you would like to experience, possess, or know. Will come its actualization or manifestation. And with that manifestation will also come a new perspective from which you will desire. The contrast of variety never ends, so the sprouting forth of new desires will never end. And as that asking never ends, the answering never ceases to flow. And so new perspectives will always be yours. New contrasts and new inspiring desires and perspectives will be laid out eternally before you. Once you relax into the idea that you will never cease to be, that new desires will be constantly born within you, that source will never stop answering your desires, and that your expansion is therefore eternal, then you may begin to relax if in this moment, if in this moment there is something that you desire that has not yet come to fruition. It is our desire that you become one who is happy with that which you are and with that which you have, while at the same time being eager for more. That is the optimal creative vantage point, to stand on the brink of what is coming, feeling eager, optimistic anticipation with no feeling of impatience, doubt, or unworthiness hindering the receiving of it. That is the science of deliberate creation at its best. Woo! We got some good stuff today. That was some good stuff. What y'all think about chapter 4? Chapter 4, let me know in the comments what you think about chapter 4 and what you think about that reading. Because, child, let me tell you something, baby. Let me tell you something. So on page 15, right, chapter 4, it says, the reason you have not already gotten what you desire is because you are holding yourself in a vibrational holding pattern that does not match the vibration of your desire. You know what it reminds me of? Y'all remember when we were children, right? And we played those matching card games. Remember? And we turned all the cards around, or it could have been pictures, right? Matching pictures. And we mixed them up and we turned all the cards down. And then we would flip them up, right? And then we would see if they match. And if they didn't match, then you flip them back. And if you got a matching set, you took them and then you collected it. And then whoever had the most at the end wins, right? So this is the same thing, vibrational alignment. You're constantly checking, is that the right one? Is that the right one? Is that the right one? But not in a desperate way, not in a desperate manner, not in a way where you're not feeling satisfied, but in a way of, I'm getting what I want, right? Asking is given, seek and ye shall find, right? Once you ask, it's already given. It's just about, are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to get in vibrational alignment for it? Meaning you are growing into that alignment. Does it make sense? Because you wouldn't want or desire something if you already had it, right? If I have a BMW, the exact BMW that I want in my yard, am I going to want that BMW? You already have it. So you're satisfied at that point, right? Now, let's say a new one came out, maybe you would desire it. But we want those things that we don't necessarily have. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that's how we are as humans. We're on an upward spiral of humanity. We want something better. We want to know that we can achieve more. We want to know that we can do more. We want to know that we can go further along than we already have. We want to know that we can take it. We can take the baton and run it further than the people who came before us did, right? It's our natural desire to want to be better as human beings. That is our nature. That is our natural nature as the people we are, right? Coming from source energy, that we are not separated. And I really love the fact that it's really emphasized, right? If we go to page 16, it's really emphasized that we can't be separated from source, even if we feel far away, right? And she talks about this. You cannot offer a thought that would cause total separation. Separation is actually far too strong of a word, but you can offer thoughts that are different enough in vibrational nature to hinder your natural connection with source. We refer to that condition as resistance. Okay, so we're not separated from our source at all. We're actually creating resistance towards it. We're repelling ourselves from it, but we're still connected to it. Right? We're still connected to it. It's like having a magnet, right? And you have two magnets. And when you put them on the same ends, on the opposite ends, right? It connects. And then you put the same ones together and it starts repelling. It's the same thing, but it's still a magnet, right? It's still going to attract what it needs to attract with the poles, right? That it needs to. So that's the same thing. It's like we want something so bad. Sometimes we want something so bad. And it makes us focus on us not having that thing. And when we focus on not having that thing, the lack mindset and the desire come in conflict. And I know this for a fact because I used to be in this self-development class and all this other stuff. And I had to tell my coach, I was like, look, listen, I understand that you want us doing this, and that. However, I know myself. I'm not doing that because every time I do that, it reminds me of what I don't have. Right? Oh, you should say this. You should do this. You should visualize. I'm not doing that because it makes me think about the things that I don't have. Visualization was not putting me in alignment with what I wanted. It was putting me in a lack mindset because I was like, why I don't have this yet? Right? I was not allowing myself to get in alignment. So I had to use different methods. So me watching videos of the thing I wanted, it made me excited about actually receiving it, right? And that's the whole thing. As you are grateful, that's why they say when you're grateful for stuff, things just flow. It's just so easy. It comes so easy, right? And so when it's coming easy, that's when you start receiving. You receive, you get more, you get more, you get more. Let's continue on. On this part, page 17, it says, do not underestimate the value of your preferences, for the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought, continuing to fine-tune your desire. Remember, the leading edge of thought is where fresh ideas are, right? The leading edge of thought is where awareness is. The leading edge of thought, let's just go to the back of the book where it talks about, it says, a state of relaxed and deliberate consideration of ideas with the intention of new discovery, right? It's the new discovery, continuing to fine-tune your desires, right? And what is fine-tuning? It means we're refining. We're not necessarily fixing, but we're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting better. We're getting better. We're almost there, but we're getting better, right? It's kind of like, okay, I want to run a half marathon. How many of y'all have been in a half marathon before? Okay, I've done a half marathon before. And when you're doing a half marathon, you can't just walk up to the event and just show up, right? You have to practice, right? There are weeks and weeks and weeks of practicing, of running 1 mile and running 1 mile again and running 1 mile again. Okay, now your body's getting used to it. You're getting stronger. Now you're running 2 miles. Now you're running 3 miles. But if you're in the body of running 3 miles and your goal is 13 miles, but your body has not caught up to being conditioned, right? We are constantly conditioning ourselves to that goal of what we want. So when it's talking about fine-tuning your desires, right? We are also fine-tuning ourselves to get to those desires. We're getting even more specific. We're getting even more clear. We're having even better preferences that align with that of our desires so we can get it. All right. Now, there was a part on page 18. Ooh, that got me. Okay. It says, for that reason, you often create by default. When you are consciously aware of your own thoughts, I know what I'm thinking. That's what she's saying. When you know what you are thinking about and you're conscious, meaning you are aware that you are thinking certain thoughts, okay? You are deliberately offering them. Okay, you're deliberately offering. You are putting it forth. You have more intention of offering. Then you are the deliberate creator of your own reality. Okay, you are a deliberate creator of your own reality when you are aware of the thoughts that you are thinking, when you are aware, right? And that is what you intended when you made the decision to come forth into your body. So when you're a deliberate creator, right, you're deliberately thinking certain thoughts. You're deliberately practicing and moving your body in certain ways, right? I'm creating this reality. I'm coming to the half marathon. I'm deliberately coming up to this event. Therefore, I'm practicing, I'm conditioning. I am going to make this a reality. Today, I'm not vibrationally in alignment and my body is not vibrationally aligned in order to perform in that half marathon like I needed to. Now, you give me about 6 to 8 weeks, sure, with consistency, right? Consistently doing practices over and over again. It's going to take, your body is going to be sore, okay? Even if you used to running 5Ks and 10Ks, a half marathon is a different challenge, okay? So you're conditioning your body to come into the reality. You're conditioning your mind to come into the reality, right? That's why when you're asking for these certain things, you're also asking for the trials and tribulations to come through, because those trials and tribulations are going to build you to become the person that you need to become in order to get to where you need to get to, all right? Let's keep going. It says, once you relax, it says asking never ends. The answering never ceases to flow, right? So we never stop asking. We never stop wanting things. We never stop as human beings. Sure, we may have times where we're depressed, we're this and that. But even in the depression, we're wanting to be in a better place despite ourselves, right? And it says, once you relax into the idea that you never cease to be, that desire will constantly be born within you. So when you know that you're consciously creating, you're deliberately creating on a consistent and continuous basis, you already know what's up. You already know what it is. Okay? All right, let's keep going. The last part. To stand on the brink of what is the... Okay, sorry. That is the optimal creative vantage point. To stand on the brink of what is coming, feeling eager, optimistic, anticipation with no feeling of impatience, doubt, or unworthiness, hindering the receiving of it. That is the science of deliberate creation at its best. So the science of deliberate creation at its best is quit making yourself miserable in the process of getting to where you want to be, y'all. That's what it really comes down to. We can paint it different ways, but that's what it is. Some of y'all are making yourselves miserable as you get into the desires of your wants. Who does that? Who wants to do that? Okay, nobody wants to do that. We're not here to be doing all that. That's not, we did not come to this planet to be miserable. We came here to build God's kingdom and whatever it is they want. And yeah, there's going to be trials and tribulations. Yeah, there's going to be times when we're happy. Yeah, there's going to be times that we're sad, because we are human beings and we are not exempt from certain emotions. However, it is our job to navigate through those obstacles, to understand what our assignment is, to understand what it is that we love, okay, that we love in order to continue on to the next thing. All right? That's us. That's what we do. Okay? That's what we do. Anyways, that is Lit Chat Lounge. All right. I'm Khadijah Toto, your host, and it was an honor and a pleasure to be here. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, what you're thinking, how you like this book so far. Do you like this book? Are there any other books that you would like to do? We're going to go ahead and go up to this all the way to chapter 22. And then after, there are 22 processes. So we're actually going to be working on this book until about the new year, or even after, because I haven't been doing the videos on the weekends just because I don't think it's necessary, you know. it'll give time for those of us who need to catch up, and those of us who are good. So we'll probably go into the new year with this book, but we'll be in the processes by that point. Guarantee that we'll be in the processes. We're already coming into chapter 5, and chapter 5 is called "This Simple Basis of Understanding Makes It All Fit Together." And chapter 5 is 3 pages. It's only 3 pages. So these are dense, but they're short. So yeah, it's nice doing this reading journey with you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.